That is now recording. Let's see. I might have to hit something over here real quick.
You look very nice.
Do I? Thank you. We got birds chirping in the background. Okay.
Maybe you want to shut the windows or something.
It's okay.
Okay. Bird chirpies.
Okay. We're going to do this lesson, and what we're going to work on today is we're going to talk about what is influence. What do you guys think? What's influence? From what you know, from what you've heard, what's influence?
I forgot what influence is.
Okay, so you don't know what influence is?
Yeah, I forgot.
You forgot. Okay, what about you?
Same thing.
Same thing. Okay.
Go for it.
Well, I'm going to read what is influence out of my book, and then we'll go from there. So influence is a relationship dynamic that provides the ability to compel a person to do an action, behavior, or hold an opinion. What does that mean? Influence is a relationship dynamic that provides the ability to compel a person to do an action, behavior, or hold an opinion.
Okay.
So what does that mean in your own words?
So it's like you tell someone to do something and they do it.
Okay, that's one answer right there. You tell someone to do something and they do it. Okay, you got anything, Hazel?
Probably the same thing.
Probably the same thing. Yeah, I would agree. That's one thing, right? And the ability to compel a person to do an action, behavior, or hold an opinion. So what that means is, like, for example, to hold an opinion would be I convince you or tell you or something that, I don't know, the sky is green, and then now you believe that the sky is green. So that would be influence. Or another one might be, okay.
Not so if you said time to do some work, I would go do it.
Okay, time to do some work, and then you go do it. You're describing right there kind of a behavior. What's a behavior?
Behavior is it's your instinct.
Instinct. I like that. Okay, that this gets to something. Okay, what do you think?
And also if mom said that it's time to go clean up, and then I would go do it.
Okay, time to go clean up. So what a behavior is. So we got an action, we have a behavior, and an opinion. Let me go ahead and put this on the board here. So let me write the word influence. That's kind of the main one that we're talking about here. Looks like this one is toast. All right, so an action, behavior. What was the last one?
Opinion.
Hold an opinion. And what I would say with that, I'm going to say believe something. I'm going to get rid of the word something because you could say the same for all these. You know, action on something, behavior of something. So, what's an action?
An action is doing something.
Something specific. Like a single action. Like I said, hey, come in and sit down, and now you guys are sitting in chairs, right?
Yeah.
But is that really behavior? Do you guys normally come in here and sit down?
No.
No, you do all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
You'll come in, you might peek through the door, but right now you're sitting down. Why are you sitting down?
But because you told us to.
Because I told you to, right? But let's go a little bit further, right? This is why I really wanted to do this topic with you guys, to get you guys thinking at kind of the next level. Question I have is, why did you do it though? Okay, so I asked you to, but why'd you do what I said? Come on, let's get real deep here. Let's go.
Probably because we need some more learning of it.
Do you think you need more learning?
I
Don't know. What about you? Do you think? How about this? Do you think when you come in the door you're going to learn something?
No.
Not really.
Not really.
So when you came in earlier, you didn't think that you were going to learn anything today?
No. No.
Okay. What'd you guys think then? You going to be entertained?
Yes.
Okay, so you think that you're going to be entertained. Why do you want to be entertained?
I don't know, because I was bored.
Because you're bored?
Yeah, I'm bored. I was bored too.
Okay.
But I like helping you.
But why do you want to be entertained? Come on. Let's think about this. We're getting somewhere. But why, if you want to be entertained, it still doesn't make any sense. Why are you sitting down? Why aren't you doing cartwheels right here, right now? Why aren't you outside in the grass doing, backflips? You're here right now.
Because I don't really know how to do cartwheels or backflips.
But that doesn't stop you from doing it normally. Let me help you. The reason why you're sitting down is because you believe you're going to get something good out of it. Right?
Okay.
And you're saying entertainment. Am I entertaining you?
Yes. No. Yes. She's like, no. Yes.
I'm entertaining you, right?
Yeah.
So the question is, think about it a little bit further. The reason why you're willing to do what I ask you probably is because there's something good for you as part of it. Otherwise, you probably resist, right? If you knew that you were going to come in here and get a whipping, would you really want to come in here?
No.
No, probably not.
I would not. Yeah. I'd be like, I'm just going to pretend I'm not here, and I'm just going to go read books.
There you go. You'd rather just go read books.
And
So
I'm just going to read easy books that I can read.
go read easy books. Right. Why? Because you want entertainment.
Yeah. And also I can't really read like a whole book when it's really hard. But I can do Unicorns Have Bad Manners, that book.
Unicorns Have Bad Manners.
It's a book.
I see. So an action is just an individual thing that you do. A behavior is something that you do regularly. So for example, if we weren't here, say Mom and I went on a trip or something and Trace was here, or some other babysitter, maybe a different babysitter who doesn't know.
Like Katie?
Sure, why not? That'd be a good example. And we don't really tell her how things work. We just quickly leave. And it's just you guys, you three. Mm-hmm. If it was time to go to bed, what would you have done?
I would have gone to bed.
Well, no. I mean, what are the things that you do regularly?
I would get ready for bed.
Okay. What is getting ready for bed?
Getting your PJs on, brushing your teeth, and hair.
Okay. So putting your PJs on, brushing your teeth, and brushing your hair.
But would you always need songs to go to bed?
Oh, okay. So now we're talking about that somebody needs songs. And so we're talking about for each every day. So the question is do you guys only do this one time?
No.
No, you do it all the time, right?
Yeah, we do it all the time.
That's called a behavior. A behavior is something that you do all the time.
Yeah.
And an action is something that you might do one time.
Yeah, like cleaning up every day.
Okay. Hazel, put two hands over the top of your head. Okay. How often does she do this? Not very often, right? Put your arms down. Put them out to the side. Okay. So I've asked her to do 3 different things, and she's done them each time. You can go ahead and put your arms down. That's an action. Mm-hmm. Now, behavior, this is a little more subtle because I could keep asking Hazel to stick her arms out, this, that, and the other, but that's not a behavior. A behavior is something that one would do regardless. It's a little more subtle because they do over time. You're talking about instinctively. it's not, I wouldn't really call it this really instinctually. Instinctually might be like we're breathing. That is a behavior, but that's a different kind of, that's like to the point where none of us had to learn how to breathe, right? So you just start breathing. Well, that's what a behavior. Now, to believe is another one, and this is a big one. You'll find out eventually in life that there is a lot of influence used to get somebody to believe something. Even right now, I'm trying to convince you that people are out there to try to get you to believe something. Do you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm trying to get you to believe that somebody is out there to get you to believe something. Do you hold on 2 seconds, Hazel? Do you believe me?
Yes.
You do believe me. Okay. Well, we don't know if that's true or not. Only you know if that's true or not, and your behavior and or your actions would represent that. That's something to think about. Go ahead, Hazel.
Like I said, the trees be green in summer. You would believe it. Like that.
Yeah, I believe it. Now the question is if I tell you I tell you that they turn purple, would you believe it?
No.
Why not?
Because trees never be purple.
They're never purple.
Well,
so the question
I
is
see purple flowers on a tree sometimes.
Purple flowers? I don't mean that. I mean the leaves are purple. Right.
No,
now,
these are purple.
Now, do you believe or don't you believe that there are trees with purple leaves?
Sometimes I kind of see.
Hold on. Have you ever seen a tree with purple leaves?
Nah.
Okay.
I've
Hold on, Hazel. Or Julia, 1 second. Right? We got this little iPad thingy here, right? Mm-hmm. We could pop right online right now and go tree with purple
leaves.
Okay, it was the second thing that came up. Here you go.
Yeah, I've seen maple leaves.
Yeah, maple leaves. Here, let me
The maple leaves
let me get this a little bit bigger.
They're very dark purple, Hazel.
See?
Yep. Purple leaves, purple leaves.
See, that's what I was thinking. Right there.
That's what
maple
I was
leaf.
thinking.
Those?
No, that. Purple leaves,
Yep.
purple leaves.
That I don't know if is real, but perhaps. You know.
Maybe
for people who are online, let's see, can you see that? Probably not. Let me see. Maybe I'll get one big picture to come up. It's not really there. Although this is in 4K, so they might actually, well, if it's online, not quite. Here we go. A little bit bigger leaf. But anyways, so now do you believe?
Yes.
Yes. Why do you believe?
Because I've seen purple maple leaves. Because
You've seen it. So you saw it.
Yeah.
Did I, come on, let's walk real slow on this. Did I actually convince you that there were purple leaves?
No.
No, I didn't. Why not? What did the convincing?
Is that thing.
That thing did.
Yeah.
Okay. Very important. Now, I led you to it. I brought you to that because I believed that there were purple leaves. Mm-hmm. And I'll be perfectly honest, I didn't know that there were that many trees that look like that. And going even further, there might be like even more purpley. So I mentioned this. If I would have...
What about pink leaves? I've seen
pink leaves. There's definitely pink leaves.
I've seen dark pink leaves.
Dark pink.
What about gold?
What about gold? See, now we're getting out there. Now here's the question before we go any further. Do you believe that if we talked about it enough, that you would eventually believe that there were purple leaves without having looked at this?
Yes. Yeah.
That's influence. That's influence.
Okay.
Now, there might be a little bit of influence that's conferred with this device, but if I would have done it just like that, that is influence. Okay, so this is the main thing. What are now that I've erased it, what are the 3 words that we just looked at to influence?
Okay. I know
Okay, go ahead.
Be believe.
Okay.
Behavior and action.
That's right. Actions, believe, behavior.
I'm gonna see if there's actually good. Leave.
Gold leaves. Influence is a relationship dynamic that provides the ability to compel a person to do an action, behavior, or hold an opinion, or to believe something. So, I'll read a little bit more here, and then we'll go from there. The relationship dynamic. This relationship dynamic is the currency of a leader. What's a currency? Money. Just think money. You know, you give it to someone, and they give it back to you.
Yeah,
It's currency of a leader. This relationship currency flows in and out of a leader's control to empower a person and then to empower another. Influence is collected over time and spent by directing a person into action. So it's collected over time and then it's spent. That's kind of like money too, right?
Yeah.
Like, so for example, if we wanted to buy something pretty expensive, we might save our farm money and then we pull it up and then we want to go get it and then we go spend it all.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, like a trampoline.
Trampoline. That's true. That's true. We talked last week about saving, right? Mm-hmm. This is saving. Instead of spending it all, you maybe spend a little bit, but then you hold on a good bit. And then at some point in time, you can take that which you've amassed and go bring it out there and go do bigger, better things. If you were to just, for example, if you took in the money that you made from the farmer's market or our farm stand and you spent it each week, would we be able to afford a trampoline? No. Right? Mm-hmm. The same is with influence. It works just like a currency. Let me read a little bit more. Influence is just a relationship dynamic. Do we know what dynamic means?
No.
A dynamic is like a way things work. It's dynamic in the sense that it's complex. It kind of changes a good bit. So here's the last few things I want to say here. Influence is actually practiced by everyone, whether it is getting someone to believe that it's okay for you to be late for dinner or whether they should charge a hillside in a military battle. Both individuals are using influence. Influence begins at the basics, like being willing to help a child tie their shoes or being willing to go first when things are not so certain. These small actions send clear signals to others, telling them this person cares about me. So who here in this room has had me help tie their shoe?
Not me.
I've never helped you tie your shoes.
Not me.
Oh, really? Because we have a picture of me helping you tie your shoes on top of a mountain.
Oh, yeah.
So here's the question.
I guess, yeah. Well,
why should I help you guys learn how to tie your shoes?
Because so that we can tie our shoes by ourselves. Yeah.
Okay. Well, why do I care whether you can tie your shoes or not?
Because
you guys take this stuff for granted. That's what I'm trying to get you to stop taking it for granted. Why should I help you at all? Why do I care whether you can tie your shoes? Why do I care if you have shoes?
Because your feet will get all dirty and also you step on pokey rocks.
That's my problem, not your problem. If you step on a bunch of pokey rocks, why do I care? Come on, think about it.
Because I don't know. Let's see.
It must mean that I care about your feet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What else could it possibly mean? Because it takes my time away. Because imagine if we went on this hike and you don't have your shoes tied and you don't keep up or whatever. Yeah. But that's not what ever happens, right? Mm-hmm. If you're slow and you're behind, somebody's going to try to help get you going up forward.
Yeah.
And why? So why?
Yeah. And then
because you think, I'll just go and say it, because you guys think, the person who's doing it, me, believes that I and you will be better off if we do that. If you don't have your shoes tied, you're going to slow our entire group down, right? Then other people are going to stop what they're doing. They're going to come help you. And then all of a sudden, we're no longer making progress. Mm-hmm. So if you're trying to help the entire group, then sometimes you got to stop and you help one person, whether I want to or not. Whether I'd rather you learn how to tie your shoes without me doing it because it's taking my time up, but still willing to do it. Now, here's the question. I mentioned in the book here that everyone can do influence.
Mm-hmm.
Does mom or me do things that you ask?
Yes.
We do. That's right. Does that mean that you guys have influence?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. That's right. What about you, Hazel?
What I was.
You're just listening. The question is, does mom do things that you ask of her?
Well, not really.
Not really.
Like when I said, I can't see it.
Okay, that's fine.
They're like bashful and Snow White. He's like, ow.
Let me show you guys with a little bit of math, for example, what influence might look like. The way that it works, and this is what I wanted to kind of impart here. So we know what influence is. It's getting other people to take an action, a behavior, or to hold an opinion or believe something. So the question is how does it work? Why does it work?
Because
The way that it works. Some people call this reciprocity, and you don't worry about that word, which reciprocity just means I do something for you, you do something for me.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with that word is it's not complex enough to explain how things actually work. We have friends, right, who have a coffee shop. They sell us coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Do we sell them coffee?
no.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So for example, they do something for us, but we're not. Do we sell them anything? No, we don't. So it can't possibly be the case. And are we friends with them?
Yes.
Well, we're friends with them, so we don't even do the same things for each other. So it doesn't. Reciprocity is one form of what I'm going to show you. So the way that it works is, you guys know what tick marks are? Where you do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you know those?
That's called tally marks.
Tally marks. See, you even know the exact name, tally marks.
Tally marks. Yeah, they're called tally marks.
So the way that this works is,
Sorry.
the way that this works is, what time is it?
It is 11:30.
Okay, 11:30. The way that this works is you build a balance. It's like money. So say you do some work. You sell somebody a coffee. They give you $1, right? And then you sell them another coffee. And now,
And they had $2.
yeah, you got $2. Then you sell another coffee. You got $3. And you sell another coffee. Okay.
Until you get up to 100.
There you go, 100. So we got $4 here, right? So then we go to the store and we buy a candy bar, and it costs $1. So we basically remove that.
$3.
Then we want to buy a soda, and let's say it's $1. Now we have $2. And then we want to buy a bag of chips, and it costs $2.
And
So-
now you have no money.
So now we have no money, but then we also want to buy a magazine. What happens at the store if you don't have enough money?
You don't get it.
You don't get it.
You don't get it.
Do the people get mad at the store if you try to take something and you don't have enough money?
Yes.
They do. They get mad. Why?
Because you're stealing from them.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because Patrick tries to steal, but we don't let him.
that's good.
He just tries to take everything.
The reason why they're getting mad, I would say to you, is because you're taking something without having paid for it. Right? You've paid for the other things. They're plenty fine to make that trade. As long as you have money, they will give you those goods. But then when you don't have money and you try to take the goods, there's an imbalanced trade there. You don't have enough money. So the same goes for actions, behaviors, and beliefs. The reason why Hazel did not believe, even though I told her that there are purple leaves on trees, is because I had not earned enough money, let's say, to get somebody to believe that there's purple trees. It requires that much money. How much money is that?
That's $10.
That's $10. Now, I made a couple statements. I asked, Hazel, did you know that there's purple leaves? Do you believe that there's purple leaves? And you said, no. Okay. Now, how much further did I really go in this argument? Did I say, have you seen a maple tree? A maple leaf? A Japanese maple? And then you might say, I don't know. And then I have to maybe kind of bring it in there. And then I could say something like, have you seen some of those evergreen plants out there that are purple? And so I can eventually go and keep working my way to the point where I've found that magic amount. And then I'd say, let's say on this last one here, go through, and then I'd say, do you believe there are purple leaves? And then you'll say yes. And that will be enough to pay for it. And then all of a sudden you say yes. Now, what we don't know, which is what makes this more difficult, have you guys tried to get somebody to do something before?
Not really.
You do it all the time.
Right.
What are you talking about? You guys do it all the time. So for example, you want somebody to help you clean up the front yard. Do they want to clean up the front yard?
No.
Okay, so how do you go get them to do it? It requires this much to get them to clean the front yard.
That's right.
And the first thing you did was you asked them, help me clean up the front yard. What you don't know is you don't know this cost. You don't know that it actually takes 5 tally marks. If you just leave it at that, if you believe that getting somebody to do an action is only going to happen from you doing the one thing, that doesn't work, does it?
You have to do it 5 times.
Can you imagine that you go to the store and you go to buy, you have $5. You got a $5 bill. And then you're going to go buy a candy and it's $1 and you give them the $5 and they get mad at you. They get mad at you. No, the other way around. Okay. You go to the store, you have a bunch of things and it costs $5, but you put $1 on the counter to give to them and then they get mad at you. Or they're saying like, that's not enough. And then you get mad at them. Does that make any sense?
No.
Why not? Because it costs $5. Now the question is, here's kind of just a simple question. Do you really have to pay that $5 all at once? Or could you, like when you're giving the money, can you give them 5 ones?
Yes.
Can you give them 1 5?
Yes.
Can you give them a 10?
Yes. And then
A 20?
Yes.
Then you get change. So the question I'll leave with you guys, because you deal with this problem all the time. You ask somebody to do something. Help me clean up my room. Can I stay up late? Can I have chocolate milk for breakfast? All these things you want. What are some other things that we've asked for recently? Can we go to the carnival?
Yeah.
Okay, what else? Can we get more tickets at the carnival?
Yeah.
Right? You guys asked for that, didn't you? What did I tell you?
No.
No, I told you no.
But then Mom got me some more.
Oh, so what happened to that mom's never done anything for you?
Oh, yeah, that.
Just that. She got you more tickets so you can go on more rides. What other things you guys asked for? Have you asked for recently? What have you asked for today?
Let's see.
I know when you asked,
But
and you got it too. What did you ask for today? You asked 2 hours ago, an hour and a half ago.
Mom, right. Yeah.
How am I remembering and you forgot? Maybe you're not aware of how much you're asking, which is part of the problem here. And I'll get to it in a second. You asked, can we do workbooks downstairs?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You did ask that. Did you get it?
Of course.
You did. And guess what? It looked like it only cost 1 to get that, which is you asking and you kind of sitting there for a second. Maybe it costed 2 and it was 1 and then you waiting for an answer. And then mom maybe goes, well, I don't know. She's increasing the cost. And then you just kind of like, please. Transaction's paid for. That's what it actually costs.
3, please.
Now, we're not going to go into it today that if something costs 3, how to pay for it with 2.
Yeah, Dad.
If you really don't have anything else, and let's say you're getting very mad because the cost is too high, and you want them to lower their price. You want something else from them. You want them to lower their price. How to get rid of this. We're not going to go over that today. And the hint is you can't. So back to this right here. What we have to do to unlock this, for example, to get someone else to help us do things like clean up the yard and do the things that we want to do, you have to do more for them. This is what we want. This is what we give. What we want versus what we give. Now, the secret, and this is the last thing I'm going to leave you on about influence itself, this is how to do it. You have to know what you want, and then you have to give a lot. You got to keep giving and giving and giving and giving. And what ends up happening is your balance that you have, you now have this with that other person. And then you say, oh, I want that. That crosses out. And now you have this. Remember, that's savings. Mm-hmm. You've saved all this. You save by doing something. How do you save money? You go get money, yeah, and then you hold on to it. Yeah. And then once you have enough for something that you're trying to do, you go and you spend it.
But if someone actually buy it when I wanted it and I saved my money next time, and then it wasn't there because someone bought it.
What you're talking about is called FOMO. FOMO. Fear of missing out. It's a belief. It's a belief that you hold. Remember, we're talking about actions, behaviors, and beliefs. Fear of missing out. You just said the reason why I'm not going to save to this amount for this, instead I'm going to go to here as quickly as I can and go to there, is because in time that won't exist. So I'm not willing to save because by the time I even get to here, it is probable that I still won't be able to get this because somebody would have came and got it already and it's no longer available. Mm-hmm. Fear of missing out. And the one thing I'll say about fear of missing out, this is a lie.
What?
This is a lie. You should never believe this. There are always other things. So let's say you went and you wanted to buy a necklace, right? And it costs 5 tally marks. You're working, and we're saying instead of waiting for 5 tally marks and then going and buying it, you wait for 15 tally marks, and then you go and you spend the 5, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say it's from a friend, right? It's not at a store or whatever, and they end up selling or giving away that necklace that you wanted to buy before you made it to the 15 tally marks. Yes or no? There are other necklaces out there that you would be able to go get. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, like you wanted this special necklace, and someone got it, but then there's another one that where that pretty necklace was. There's probably another one sitting right next to it. Or there's another. Well, I just brought anything that I like, not anything that I wouldn't like.
Sure. The whole point, the problem with fear of missing out is it's a belief that one has, but you can have other beliefs. You can have other beliefs that have, what's another belief in this case? I never really wanted the necklace in the first place, right? So when you go and let's say you don't know it's gone yet, and you have this thought in your mind, oh, what if it's not there? You could respond with, I don't care. You could respond with, if it is, it is. If it's not, it's not. Third could be, well, there's other necklaces I want. And this would prevent me, there may even be better ones out there that if I use my money on it, I won't have enough money. Here's what I'm saying. Let me go in this a little bit further, because this both ties in the lesson we had on savings, FOMO, and influence all together. If you were to, again, let's say this necklace is this, and you think this necklace is good. You know, you got a nice little thing there. Maybe do a little thumbs up. It's my version of a thumbs up. You think it's good, and you start saving. And you've already got to 5, but you kind of forget about the necklace, and you just keep going, and you're earning more. Then you've earned some more. And then you're finally coming back around. You're like, oh, crap, I wanted to buy that necklace. You go to the store. So you've got 15 now, right? 15 tally marks. You go to the store. You see that 5 necklace. But what's right next to it?
Another pretty necklace.
A 15 necklace. Or a 10. And it could be great. If you were to have bought the $5 necklace, that one was good. But by buying it, you lost your chance for the great necklace. That's why you save.
Well, you could buy both.
You could buy both. But then how much savings do you have? None.
Yeah.
Now you start back at 0, and then you're like, oh, man, look at that necklace. It's so nice. It's so much better. How far were you so close to getting there if you were here, but because you bought both of them, that's all gone. You have to start all the way over again. Yeah. Oh, and then all of a sudden something comes up, and now you got to use that $5. Now you're back at 0 again. And then you're working along. You want to get that thing. Oh, it's coming along, and this gets wiped out, and you're going along, and you got some more, and then that one gets wiped out, because you got to use this stuff throughout your life all the time. You got to use influence. So you're moving along, and it's true you are gaining. But then all of a sudden this thing is sold, just like Hazel said. You don't even get it. You made it all the way. Let's say you made it all the way. Then you show up to the store, and it's sold. You can't even use it. So what are we going to have? What kind of opinion are we going to have? What kind of thoughts are going to go through our mind if that happens? Come on, use what I just taught you. Hold on. Go ahead.
What I would say, I would be like, I have a lot of necklaces. Maybe I shouldn't get another one because I got a lot.
Praise the Lord.
I would say, well, there is other necklaces that I could get, or jewelry that I could get.
The same thing applies to influence. What happens when you ask to go downstairs to do homework school downstairs? And again, we do not know the cost of these things. These things no one has a sign posted. It's just not how it works. Behind the scenes, we find out, it's actually 5 tally marks. You've done one, you've done another one, but you don't know how close it is. And all of a sudden, you're getting to this point, you're getting exhausted, you're getting a little frustrated. You don't want to ask again, you don't want to do more, you don't want to clean up the house first. What are you going to do?
I'm going to keep asking.
Keep asking. Oh, I like that answer. You know what that means? That means if you keep doing it, you're going to get through. Now, my only recommendation is, the last recommendation is, at some point in time, you'll go along and you will get tested on whether or not you actually truly want that thing enough. And you have to decide whether or not you're going forward or you're going backwards. How do you make that?
What?
Don't answer it. If you get to the point where you've done a lot of things and it still isn't happening, the question is how do you know whether to keep going forward or to stop? Right? So say you're asking mom that go downstairs and do workbooks, and you keep asking, and you're doing different things, and the answer just keeps turning into no. When would you keep going, and when would you stop?
I'll just stop. I would.
Well, you said you were going to keep going.
I would just keep going until she would say, "All right, yes."
So you would try to outlast them. Be careful, because there are problems that will outlast you, and you'll keep going on and on and on. We'll go over that in another lesson. But you need to think about that there's going to be these times in which you're going to do tons and tons of work. Like we planted, what did we plant around here? I'm trying to think about, what fruit trees that we planted. Well, we've done this before. We've planted lots of different varieties of fruit trees, and they just keep dying. So the question is, do we keep trying to plant those ones, or do we stop? And we'll go into that some other time. But that's a super important question on influence, of whether or not you really should be asking and wanting that thing from that person, and willing to do the 3 words, or the influence to do 3 words, which are what? What are the 3 words of leadership or of influence?
This is going on. I feel. I'm in behavior, actions, and belief.
Behavior, actions, and belief. And with that, that's it. That's all we got.
Da-da-da. Ooh, now it's lunchtime. Yeah, it's lunchtime.